I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Oh, can you hear the beat, bro? Comic Crook family. Back at it again
There
with
we
my
go.
boy Keith. I'm very happy to see you guys. Actually, you guys to hear us. That's what I meant to say. I'm happy to see my brother.
Yeah,
It's
it's
been
been
a
a fucking
while.
well. The last fucking what 3.5, 4 months for us has just been hectic.
It's been crazy.
Yeah,
for
well,
sure.
like my work schedule has become something that's just become unacceptable for me in my life. So I'm retooling that. Like it's taken away from my creativity, my time to be creative. So that's not okay. It's just not okay.
Right. So we both actually are making some changes in our life to be able to make sure we can provide more content for you guys,
Yeah.
and not just say we're gonna try to do our best to give you more content.
Yeah, well, we got to get back to at least one a week, one way or another.
Yes.
At least, and to not like spoil anything, but fucking my homie over here finally is getting himself a studio set up in his house.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
Yes, sir.
so Nerdy Bone Studio is gonna have a sister studio.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
Call it that, like you got to come up with a name for it, like
I'm gonna have to come up with a name for sure.
yeah.
But we wanted to do this because obviously both our schedules have been colliding. It's been really hard to actually just get on the phone and talk,
But we
let
haven't
alone do
given
this.
But we haven't given it up. We haven't given it up.
No, we haven't given it up.
Yeah.
We both have been making power moves to make sure that we can provide more content for everybody.
Yeah.
Mine was getting the studio. We're gonna get the studio set up. And we're kind of both working around hours and stuff like that. We're gonna be definitely dropping a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
We
for
still
sure.
got hella stuff ahead for
Oh
you
my
guys.
god, dude! Like, not even funny how much stuff that we like. Our heads are like
Crazy.
our heads are like constantly like popping off with ideas.
Yeah.
And just like being an adult lately is just like stifling everything, and I don't want to be an adult anymore. I
I don't want to anymore.
I don't want to do it no more. I've done it for. I'm 40 years old, so I've done it for like a little over 20 years, and I don't want to do it no more. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some extra time to fucking sit down with my boy, fucking record, talk about some nerdy ass shit. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah,
There's something I put on the Comic Crooks Facebook page. I said, "What makes you nerdy? Let's talk about that." And and I want you guys to like, what do you like? This? Why are you? If you're fucking nerdy about rocks, I want to hear about that shit.
Word. Hell yeah.
If you like, I'll probably have to get my boy that I live with, Chad. He teaches mushroom stuff, dude. Like he literally. I was about to say he could teach a class. He actually gets paid to teach classes on mushrooms.
That's pretty tight.
And like that. Yeah, dude. It's
pretty
like
cool.
he doesn't have the title, but I'd call him a fucking botanist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as
That's dope.
as far as I'm concerned, if you put that much time into something, you deserve to be recognized for it.
For sure, bro.
Yeah.
For sure. So I'm sure you've been seeing a lot of crazy stuff online, just revolving a whole bunch of different movies coming out. What has been like one of the craziest things you've seen online that just got you so hyped for a movie?
Dude, did you see that fucking Gal Gadot confirmed for the DCU?
Gal Gadot's confirmed for DCU,
Yep.
but as Wonder Woman?
Yes, sir.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm down. It's she's awesome. But what about Henry Cavill?
Yeah, I mean, it's confusing for me because it's a whole different actor for Superman and all these new characters coming to the DCU.
So, like, why did they have to change The whole thing is they had to change Superman's actor because of his quote unquote age.
But
like,
Gal Gadot's around the same age as
exactly
Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck.
Exactly.
This is interesting.
But here's the thing. Like I kind of had this thought the other night. Just bear with me on like my tangent here. Like Marvel is what got me into comic books. Marvel is what I picked up when I was a little kid. What made me decided I like superheroes. The movies coming out lately, I can't say they're not good. I know, yeah, right? I can't say they're not good. And the thing is how do I put this? I've been like thinking about like 2 weeks now how to articulate this. You know, like, so
Mm.
okay, so let's talk about like the Spider Verse. Let's talk about the MCU. You know, they just
Oh, let's talk about it. Have you seen the Into the Spider Verse?
I have. So like, what I'm getting at is me being a late '70s, early '80s comic book fan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was really hard for me to digest that the stories were different. You know, like when the first Fantastic Four hit it never went to theaters. It was a made for TV movie.
Yeah.
That one was super comic book accurate. But it was into my late 20s before I completely understood multiverse stuff. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right. The
Yeah.
concepts.
Yeah. So like, for me, I'm making a point here. I promise. Like,
No. Go ahead.
you know, like for me, like growing up, like when I went and saw, you know, I went and saw every Sony X-Men movie in the theater opening day, every Sony Marvel, you know, opening day, and I would always have to get over the fact of like that's not how that happened. That's not how that happened. You know, like so, like I am so to this day at 40, almost 41, I'm still struggling with like the core of what that character is. So what I'm getting at is okay. Let's. I'm going to use the Spider Verse as as an example, and I know you're going to have something to say about this. For me, Peter Parker is the one, the only Spider-Man. Period. And the thing is I know you've got already thoughts going. I know you've already got thoughts going. But let me put it to you this way, and then I want to hear your retort.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for me, so Spider-Man got me through my mother's death. Spider-Man got me through so many things. I learned to read on Spider-Man. I have fucking Green Goblin and Spider-Man tattooed on my leg.
Right.
Like, for me, creating all these other multiverse characters cheapens it. It takes away. It takes away from it being this one shiny thing into anything can be that shiny thing. You know what I mean? It's like it's Spider-Man for me growing up was like this one thing that I could always rely on. And then now I could pick up a random comic book and not even know who's actually Spider-Man in that book. You know, like to me, it's not. It's more than a mantle. It's Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Like Batman, okay, that's a mantle that can be passed around. Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and that's just really hard for me. Do you get what I'm saying by like it cheapens it? It's like putting too much ice in your fucking soda, and then all of a sudden your soda turns to diluted sugar water. You know what I'm saying? So,
I respectfully disagree, but
I knew you would.
but
I knew you would.
I want to hear your full explanation on that.
Well, like so Peter Parker. I'm gonna stick with Peter Parker because he's my hero of heroes. You know, like I talk about all these others, but you know, Spider-Man's what got me through my toughest times. Peter Parker, the character of Peter Parker, he's the fucking Spider-Man. Like that's the only way. You know, I can see Spidey up there on your wall. But yeah, you know. So like to me, I guess that's just me being an old guy. You know, like there's like how about Miles has a different title. Why is that so hard? You know, like call him something else.
Well, there's a comic where they call him Kid Arachnid,
And that's fucking dude.
but
I've been reading that shit, and it's not good,
still,
man. It's just not good.
I don't like that title. He's
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Well, I don't. Well, continue. I want you to continue on your your point.
So in closing, it's just like there's Spider-Man for me was my shield, quote unquote, my emotional shield growing up.
Understood.
And then like I said, it's like having a glass of ice and then pouring a bunch of stuff into it, and then all of that just becomes the one thing, and then it takes away what's special about Peter. It takes away what's special about Peter being Peter, and it's he inspired more than just me. I know he inspired you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like think about Spider-Man came out on September 3rd, 1963, and I'm fucking awesome that I know that off the top of my head. But like think about how many 10-year-old kids since 1963 were having issues, having a hard life problem, and picked up that book and were able to like Stan Lee always said comic books are like boobs. They're awesome to look at on a screen, but they're better to hold in your hand. If we, I'm sure you were there too. You were lucky enough to pick up that book and
For sure.
flip the pages, and that's just, I'm ranting, but Peter is what made Spider-Man so special, and then to take that away from it, it just, it's like anybody that comes up with some fucking serum that can inject themselves and get spider-like powers, all of a sudden they're Spider-Man. No. But yeah. I'll end it there because I could keep ranting.
No, I get where you're coming from. What I will say is I think I actually take it the complete opposite direction that
See,
you
that's not a bad thing.
Because in even the multiversal things, when Peter shows up to the worlds, like, okay, there's an episode where they deal with the multiverse and Spider-Verse and stuff like that. And Peter goes to the Earth 2099. I mean, the
With
Earth
Miguel.
of the year 2000, and he's like,
Miguel, yeah.
"Hold on, you're Peter? Like, you're a legend." Da, da. So I actually think the fact that there's other iterations of that character, but yet Peter, because Peter at the core of it is the main Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I feel like
616.
it didn't take anything from Spider-Man. It didn't take anything from Peter. In fact, I think it makes it more crazier because every time one of the alternate universe ones hears about Peter, and even in a majority of every universe of those, Peter is literally a legend.
Yeah, and you're not wrong.
So
you're not
I don't
wrong.
think it takes away from Peter as Spider-Man. I still think it glorifies Peter as the main Spider-Man.
Well, you know what? To be fair, I guess to a degree, I'm a gatekeeper. The phrase gatekeeper.
I get it.
I guess that's what it is for me when it comes to Spider-Man.
But but there's definitely is. But like you said, the whole fact you're like, well, not anybody can. Well, the thing is, it's not just anybody. It's an infinite reality of different people, but in reality, it's such an incredible thing. I'll speak for myself. Like, Miles personally is incredible to me because he's nothing like Peter Parker. He's not. He has a whole different set of powers, but yet he still carries the title of Spider-Man, right? But Miles is very aware of Peter Parker. Peter Parker is a legend to Miles. But he's a representation of a Puerto Rican and black dude.
Yeah,
he gets to be Spider-Man.
I know.
I mean, it's something incredible. There is when you can look at a superhero.
Well, you got to quote Stan Lee, and you literally just said something beautiful.
Anybody can be under the mask.
Yeah, you just said something beautiful. You got to quote Stan Lee. One of the reasons that Peter Parker was so popular to start off with is you couldn't see any part of him.
Yeah,
anybody could be under there. Anybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get what you're saying.
So there's something, to me personally, there's something so powerful about there being different variations of people or different heroes that are this or that. And to me, it doesn't take anything away from Peter. In fact, it makes me love Peter more because to me, OG is Peter.
Yeah. Well,
forever. He's the core of the Spider-Verse. Because if it wasn't for Peter, there wouldn't be a Spider-Verse.
Yeah, exactly. And as
what I mean?
I'm not that much older than you, but as an older dude, like, I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I wish you. How old are you now?
I'm about to be 30.
See, I'm about to be 41, sir.
I know.
And the what I wish you would have got. Dude, I would. Like you say, you like a genie in a bottle type thing.
Yeah.
Like if I would if I got to rub a lamp and make a wish, and this is no bullshit. I wish I could have somehow magically pulled you to 1989. And go into a comic book shop with me, dude, and your present brain now pulled back into 1989 and walking into a comic book shop with me.
No question.
You'd be like, you know what I mean?
But you know what? What I will say is, because Miles came out in 2000, I want to say 2014. I could.
It was like 13 or between 13 and 15, right?
Yeah, so I could be wrong, but it's in that time frame.
Well,
I remember first seeing the same experience, of course. For you, that was for me, but this time it's a fucking black Puerto Rican Spider-Man, and you have no idea how hard that hit for me. You have no idea because even though I'm like, yo, fuck it, Peter Parker is Peter Parker. I love Peter Parker, but then I'm like, this whole kid who has like a very different life than Peter, and he's dealing with a lot of different things and very realistic things that are very relatable, especially for someone from the same ethnic background where, It's
Yeah.
not to make it out to be all that, but in reality, there's a lot of things that you can go like prime example. If there's an Irish character and he's dealing with things that have to do with growing up Irish raised, you can
Right.
like, yeah,
Banshee.
I know that what he's talking
Banshee.
about.
Right there.
Yeah,
Banshee. Yeah.
yeah, but that's not something I would 100% understand.
Oh,
I would be
dude,
like, oh, I get it,
I
but like
love what you're saying. Yeah.
but yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So when
Yeah.
I read the Miles, and I was like, what the fuck? And then that his uncle is fucking
He's the
Aaron
Prowler, right? He's
Davis,
the
the
Prowler.
Prowler.
Yeah, yeah.
And the original Prowler wasn't Aaron Davis. I'll leave that. Yes, I know my comments for those who want to kind of checking. He was not the
If
original Prowler.
you guys can't see me giving the double horns to Eli over the fucking camera, like
Yeah,
yes.
but in his universe, he's the Prowler,
Hmm.
and that being the twist, and then also his father's a cop who also just doesn't like the whole put a mask on and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and in the movies, it is a bit different than the comics. It is a bit different than Miles' story in the comics, but just incredible power set and just his at the core, I think of every Spider-Man that makes the show relatable is we all felt that moment where we didn't believe in ourselves,
Oh, dude, yes,
right?
100%,
So
one
I
hundred
think
percent.
that's the core of Spider-Man is really looking in the mirror and saying, "I can do this. You got
Yeah.
this. I am Spider-Man. You're Spider-Man
Yes.
because you can pick that fucking rock up off you.
Well,
And it's not the strength; it's the hope behind the strength."
dude, and I really appreciate you saying that. I really do because I talk all this stuff about DC Comics and all that stuff, but Spider
Mm-hmm.
Man's always going to be the best superhero of all time. I don't fucking care.
Hands down.
Spider Man is he's just everything about him makes him superior to every other. I don't care like Superman's this whole
Mm-hmm.
other thing, but if it wasn't for Spider Man, I would venture to say 60% of the population wouldn't even care about comic books.
Facts.
Think about that.
No question.
Yeah, like if it wasn't for Spider Man, if it wasn't from like Tobey Maguire through Andrew Garfield up to Tom Holland,
Yeah,
like how
absolutely.
many people wouldn't even know who Spider Man is?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so on that note, like the conversations like gone full circle about me being a gatekeeper, but like I still feel the way I feel, and I
Mm-hmm.
can't help that because you know it's just I'm an old man. You know what I mean? But the thing is I do have the capacity to fucking be like, okay, yeah, you're right. Because,
Yeah,
like, say, like, when you're talking about relating to Miles, like,
yeah,
that's a huge thing because, like, when I was a
for
kid,
sure.
like, my mom passed away when I was 7.
Mm-hmm.
And so my dad had this old collection of, like, 1960 to, like, 1980-ish, 80 something. And
Mm.
and I was just fucking going stir crazy, and he gave me this box of comic books. Because it was literally my mom passed away, and I couldn't keep myself busy, so my dad's like, here, check this out. So fucking Spider-Man, Batman, Wolverine, the Beast,
Oh yeah,
all these characters, fucking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like
hell yeah, yeah.
that's what got me through it. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I like what you're saying there, like the ability to relate to, like, hey, that could be me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's pretty great. Like Power Rangers in particular. Like with the helmet, that could be anybody. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I like what you said about being able to relate. And
Yeah, I think that's the deepest part of anything, right? Because like that's what great. So this is what I'll say is like relative to like what you're saying, why you like what I say, is like this is the difference between DCU and MCU, right?
for sure.
DCEU. Let me
Yeah, yeah, I knew what you
DCEU.
meant. I knew what you meant.
Um,
Yeah,
is a Marvel character you can relate to some of their struggles. You can relate to some of the things they're saying. You can relate to why they turn out the way they are
yeah,
or what's going on, right? So if something happens, you genuinely give a fuck because you can find a part of you in the part of them,
yeah, yeah.
right?
That's yeah,
So that's what I end up loving about characters like Miles and Peter because there's even things about Peter that I can relate about.
yeah. Well, and you got
You
to
know what I mean?
respect it. I mean, you got to respect,
Yeah,
like, if something speaks to you, who am I to say that's dumb?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What I mean? Like, who am I to, like, if something like touches you and gets you through something, Who am I to say
Yeah.
like? Who am I to say like? You know, like
Like like
my dad's Batman was Adam West. For for me, it was Michael Keaton.
me too.
You know, and then my dad. I remember going with my dad to see the original Batman movie, and for him, it was such a shock. The original Tim Burton Batman movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for him it was such a shock because he grew up with Adam West, and there was nothing cinematically
No, no,
past
no,
Adam
no.
West until Michael Keaton hit the scene. That's 6 years.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so like for my pops, you know, Batman was this dad bod guy that made fucking dad jokes and.
Yeah, yeah.
And everything was like,
Gee
well,
Willikers,
yeah, yeah,
Batman.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We'll see you next bat time, same bat channel. You know, and
Yeah.
then fucking Michael Keaton hits the scene and turns him into a serious character. You know, like so,
Right.
you know what I mean. You got to make that correlation of like, for me, you know, like Christian Bale. I'll go back to it. That's not fucking Batman, but I have to be like that's somebody's Batman. That's somebody's
necessarily, time wise, that's supposed to be my Batman.
Batman. Yeah, right, yeah.
But my experience is Michael Keaton is my Batman because that's the first Batman I was introduced to.
See,
I was introduced to the Burton universe.
Somebody parented you right.
so, and don't get me wrong, there is a lot about Christian Bale's series I am liking, and I thought it worked really well, and he killed it for what it was. But to me, it's Keaton, man. To me, it's Keaton.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I'll always be a big Batman.
And I will say it too. I know it's not a popular opinion. I'm a big fan of Pattinson. I really am
too. Yeah,
I think he fucking killed it.
Yeah, you know, especially quote unquote year one.
Yeah,
he
fucking
fucking killed it. Like let's put it this way: give Pattinson 6 more years in the role, and watch it fucking just evolve.
Yes.
You know, like I have no idea how old he is. I think he's in his like late 20s, maybe early 30s.
Yeah.
But you know, like if he gets to do Batman consecutively, watch that shit evolve.
Oh, of course.
You know,
yeah.
You know, fucking, you know, what are they talking about? Clayface being the next villain?
Yes, Clayface and supposedly Mr. Freeze as well.
Dude, let's go. You know, what I mean? You know, let's go. Like that's
last time we got Mr. Freeze was Arnold.
Yeah,
that's
chill
that's
out.
OG.
Chill out.
Yeah. It's time to what does it say? Freeze.
That movie was all about the one-liners and bat nipples.
Yeah. That was Clooney. That was
right. Clooney and Alicia. Silverstone.
Yeah.
Well, I remember my 16.
Well, you know,
I remember my 16-year-old self like, Batman's got nipples. Why doesn't Batgirl have nipples? What's going on?
Well, you know, the thing is, do I think Clooney ripped it? No, he did not rip it. But I would say, like, you know, if you were to watch the movie again,
Clooney is the one that had the Batman credit card.
Yeah, no, yeah. So it's almost like it's bearable. You can watch it and you can maybe enjoy it to an extent, but like you can't consider it like one of the greatest Batman movies of all time.
What was
in my opinion? You know what I mean?
Val Kilmer was
the second one.
Did he
before
do it twice
Clooney.
or just once?
Once.
Yeah, that was Batman and Robin.
Yes. Yeah. No, Batman and Robin was Clooney.
Was that Batman and Robin? Okay.
Yeah, Clooney did 2 or 3 movies.
I think two. Yeah.
He did Batman and Robin. Yeah, and I forget the other one. But yeah, so he did. So it was Keaton.
Kilmer was with Two-Face and Riddler.
Yes.
You know that was Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey.
Yeah, and obviously Jim Carrey as the Riddler was incredible
because it was just fucking gold.
Because it was Jim Carrey.
Well, I mean, put that Riddler together with Danny DeVito's Penguin. Come on.
No, Danny DeVito's Penguin is one of the most untouched. Until I am very excited to see more from Colin Farrell.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Shout out to my Irish man.
Yes, right,
there.
man. Yeah.
Shout out to my Irish brother.
There's so many people out there that didn't even know that was him.
He ripped it.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Came up with his own accent. Came up with his own mannerisms.
Perfect.
The makeup, like I remember going into it knowing it was Colin Farrell, and be like, no, No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, but I don't think so.
He's he's an impressive actor, man. I mean, a lot of people forget that he was Bullseye in
Dude, yeah,
Daredevil.
it was the first time I ever saw him.
Um, and even in that movie, it still holds up. Like his iteration as Bullseye still holds up in that movie.
Yeah, dude, you know, a lot of people hate on Ben Affleck's Daredevil, but I just, I'm not a Ben Affleck dick writer, but he was,
It was okay.
well, here's the thing: you got to remember when that Daredevil came out. I want to say it was like '97.
Hmm.
We had like 3 comic book movies. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Ben Affleck came out in 2000.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
2000 something.
2002 sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think at that point, only thing that was out was X
I think
Men,
we had X
Fantastic
Men,
Four.
and I think we had the Hulk too.
It was Fantastic Four, X Men, Blade, Punisher.
Right? Okay. Yeah, the Hulk was like 2004.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I think the Hulk was not far behind or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, at that point they
Um,
didn't even connect anything though either.
no, they didn't.
You know.
No, and we just kind of assumed as fans that they were all
Yeah,
connected because we're like they're all Marvel, you know.
you know.
But they had it under. Oh, Ghost Rider came out, I think, a little bit
You
after. I
talking about
think
the
after.
Nicolas Cage one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to say it was like 2007.
because they
Something
ended up
like
calling them those particular series Marvel Knights.
the Marvel Knights. Yeah, yeah, the Marvel
That
Knights.
was like the Punisher's one.
Well, the Marvel Knights is Punisher, Wolverine, Ghost Rider, Blade,
Yeah,
and there's one more that I
yeah,
can't think of. I think it's Morbius.
yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So, but yeah, no, I mean those that they hold up. You know, they hold up. The difference is from I feel like the difference between movies now in comparison to how they were is I think that they at least got a chance to fuck something up, and then they can go, okay, this really didn't work in the last movie, so let's like flip it in this one. Like my greatest example for this is, don't get me wrong, obviously the Uncle Ben scene is a canon event; it has to happen.
Okay.
But I was really happy that in Tom Holland's No Way, I mean Homecoming, they didn't fucking go
Well,
through it.
there's no point. There's
It
no
was
point.
done so many times that, but he mentions it. He goes, I can't tell Aunt May after everything she's been through with my Uncle Ben, blah 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 blah. So I like
It
how they
just
just
didn't. It
talk
did
about
not. It
it.
did not need to be done again.
Yeah,
It just did
I
not
like.
need.
It's almost like the scene where Batman's in the fucking, right next to the theater, and his parents get killed.
Yeah, or when he
We don't
falls
need
in
to
the
see it
or when
over and
he
over
falls
again.
in the cave and the bats fly everywhere. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
we get it.
yeah,
We get it.
yeah. So like, I appreciate this being like, yeah, we know you guys know Spider-Man, so like we can keep the story moving a little bit,
Right.
something new.
So you
Um,
came to watch the Spider-Man movie. You know how it be. Here we go.
right, right, right,
Yeah.
right. Like, let's get into the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on like Andrew's iteration. I loved Andrew's iteration. I even like the fact that they got into a little bit more of the parents' death than
Yeah.
you got with Toby's iteration or
Yeah.
Tom's. Um, but I feel like, so one person I really like to bring up a lot is Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige was actually the co-producers for most of those OG Marvel movies before it was Marvel Studios. He was actually the co-producer of the X-Men movies. He's actually the one who gave Fox the idea to make his jacket the brown and the something similar
Right.
to the
Right.
comic
Well,
book.
and then that became comic book
Hmm.
canon. That the brown and yellow stripe.
Yeah,
Yeah. That became comic book canon after that.
right, exactly. So Kevin Feige has been like the honcho in the back, man, but he knows what he's doing, man. So like, I think there's something special when you can see something that's directly from the comics and you go, wow, they got it right on
Right.
the
Right.
dot, right? So like, one of the things I always talk about, Tom Holland's new suit is right on the dot,
Well,
perfect. Not one thing about it is off.
you know what they need to do. You know what they need to do since things are all like the stars are aligning now. They
Hmm.
need to do Team Red. They just need to.
Why
Spider
not?
Man for you out there don't know who it is.
Hmm.
Spider Man, Daredevil,
Hmm.
and come on, I know you know it.
Team Red. So Spider-Man, Daredevil, and then why do I want to say someone like the Red Hulk or some shit? No, it was Human Torch.
Come
No,
on, man, you know this.
Fuck, I might
Do you
blanking
want me to
out.
tell you?
No, no. I'm blanking out though. Fuck.
It's
Oh,
cause
Deadpool.
it's because I put you on the spot.
Deadpool.
Yeah,
Deadpool.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, Spider-Man,
I was like,
Daredevil.
come on, man. I know this
Well,
one. Yeah.
it's because I put you on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
But yeah, so they have
Well,
every opportunity to do that now.
even more so
We'll
because have you
make.
guys seen the set photos for Ryan Reynolds' new Deadpool suit?
I have. Yeah.
It looks more like the comics.
Yeah. Did you
It's
see?
more vibrant.
Did you see that Spider-Man's going to be in the new Invincible series?
The Invincible one.
Invincible.
Oh, I have seen. Yes, the
Yeah.
card. The card. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. Because
Because
Invincible's going through.
that happened back in the '90s in the comic book, and
Yeah,
they're gonna do it in the cartoon, and it's already
that's gonna be
been,
tight.
dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
That's gonna be tight.
Fuck
Well,
yeah.
because there's actually a comic where Invincible goes through multiple
Well, that's what I
universes,
was saying.
including
That's
he
what I was
goes through the
saying.
Walking Dead, he goes through DC Universe, he goes through Marvel Universe, he goes through something else.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. It literally happened back in the '90s in the comics. So
I'm with it. Why not,
the
man?
cartoon's gonna do it. Like they're
Have you seen? My bad. Go ahead, bro.
no, like they even did like spoilers for it. Like where, have you seen Adam Eve yet?
I have not.
Okay, so you know who Adam Eve is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they gave her a one shot episode to kickstart the new season coming up.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The girl from Invincible. Yeah, she has her
Yeah,
own show, right? Yeah, I've
it
seen
was
that.
not. She doesn't have a show. She just had a one shot episode.
Okay.
You know, but there's a guy sitting there reading a newspaper, and on the front of the newspaper is the original cover of the Invincible and Spider-Man crossover.
That's hard.
Yeah, right.
That's hard, bro. That's tight.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are on like Prime, Amazon Prime, um, did you see the trailer for Gen V?
No, no.
There's a spin-off series from The Boys coming out called Gen V.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
And it's
watch
gonna
that.
be about an academy of people with abilities trying to make it into the seven. And it's gonna be fucking cool.
Is it gonna be animated?
It's gonna be live action.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah,
Yes.
dude. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So it's
I will
essentially
watch
gonna
that.
be like the X Academy, but The Boys.
Dude, down. I'm down all day long.
Yeah,
All
no,
day long.
even the trailer actually shows like the boys' characters,
So
and
this is on
they all
Amazon?
glorify them. Yeah, it's gonna be on
Nice,
Amazon.
dude. I watched.
Gen V.
I watched on Amazon. I watched My Adventures with Superman.
Oh, that's the newest one, right?
Yeah,
The
dude.
cartoonish one.
It offended me, bro.
I heard it's really funny.
Well,
Like, really,
they turned it into an anime, and Superman is the one character that does not need the anime treatment. You know, like anytime he gets startled, his eyes get really big and his arms turn into noodles and get all fucking wavy. No,
That's-
don't do that to Superman. Don't you know like I will embrace my gatekeeper on that one. No, you don't get to do that to Superman.
that's all right, man.
You know
I get it.
that'd be like making Batman say Jeepers. Like no, I don't think so.
Yikes! Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do it, bro.
It's to that level of just like no. Like I realize all these kids today they're into anime but no, you can't do that to Superman. You're just not allowed. Like I'm gonna put it out there. You're not allowed to do that to Superman. You're just not allowed. Like nope,
I
that's
feel it,
bad
man.
form, sir. That is bad form. You get your nerd card taken away.
Yeah, so like I gotta watch it, man. I really gotta watch
I
it.
watched
Like,
like 6 episodes and then I had,
Deadpool agrees, bro.
right. I watched like I want to say there's like 6 out now, but I've watched everything that's out, and each one I was just like more and more offended, and I decided to finish it so I can have a fucking valid negative opinion on it, so I can be like,
It wasn't even like a maybe it might
it's a
turn
hate.
around.
It's
Like, nah, this
it's
is
a
just not
it's
it.
a hate watch is what I'm doing.
Wow.
I'm like, nope, no, this is dumb. No, this is dumb.
You know what
You
I'm
know.
worried about is I'm worried about when they bring out the Fantastic Four, how they go about it.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Just because like we've seen the story done, I feel like, well, to be genuine honest, we've seen it 3 times
Right,
live action.
3 times, yeah.
Um, and
The
the
last
last
one
time
was
was so
garbage.
poorly done.
Garbage.
And it's nothing against Michael B. Jordan. He's incredible. It's nothing
That's neither
against
here nor there. It was just
Miles, whatever his name is. It just was a shit movie.
garbage. Yeah, it just wasn't good.
Um,
I can't be like this movie sucked because of blah. It just wasn't good.
it was not a good movie, and it
Yeah.
was highly disappointing. My biggest like worry, especially in that situation, is they're kind of corny. Like they're kind of corny, and the comics are kind of corny, but
Well,
it's
they are they
cool.
are the
So like,
first family of
yeah,
Marvel, but
yeah, and no, but don't get me. It's cool that they're corny, but like, how do you make it modern without being like, okay, like this is, like this is. So I'm just wondering how they'll go about it.
well,
Um,
I think the actors cast are going to be the big deciding factor. You know what I
well,
mean?
yeah,
You know, are they going to go with Homeboy from WandaVision to be Reed? I forget the guy's name because he was a fan cast.
oh, you talking about fucking John Krasinski?
Is that his name? Yeah,
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 the one from Silent Place,
yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Quiet Place, the
Quiet,
Quiet
but
Place or
yeah,
something.
it's
Yeah,
because he was a fan cast. The only reason he got that role is because everybody was like, "Dude, this guy's got to play him." Well,
yeah.
like
I would like to see that.
I would like to see that. I would like to see John
The,
Cena as the Thing.
I would like to see the dude that we casted back in a couple
Oh,
episodes
Andrew
ago,
Lincoln. Andrew
the
Lincoln.
the gentleman from Walking Dead. That'd be
Andrew Lincoln. Well,
perfect.
then you give
Perfect.
then you give Jeffrey Morgan Doctor Doom. That's an Negan.
Why not?
Right?
Why not?
They've already played off of each other. You know what I mean? Like big time.
Yes. So what I would say is, yes, John Cena would be an incredible thing. Ben Grimm.
Yeah, he'd be
Um,
perfect.
yeah,
Johnny Storm would be a hard one for me these days. Like,
Zac Efron,
okay, I'm down with that. Oh, so then who for Wonder Woman? Who for Invisible Woman?
Margie Robbo,
Margot Robbie.
Robbie.
Yeah, I knew who you meant.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm down. That would be. I would go see that movie.
I'm just saying, right?
Yeah,
John Cena as the thing,
yeah.
right?
Because he's got that. He's already got that stupid attitude and voice. Well, like he.
I just feel like that'd be a crazy like the cast is so like not necessarily like the cast you would choose together,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
think for those roles,
You have to pick him separately. Yeah, yeah.
I would say that it would work together really well.
Yeah, because he's going to continue. John Cena is going to continue as Peacemaker in the DCU. So
I'm fine with that.
yeah,
I'm
well,
fine with that.
all I
Yeah.
would say is that would be a conflict of interest. I wonder if there'd be like a contract thing there, to be like, no, you can't go do a Marvel movie because you're Peacemaker.
I don't think so. I think I know they wouldn't do that, and I'll tell you why. This is actually a behind the scenes thing. A lot of people don't know this. The season finale of Peacemaker was actually filmed on the set of Marvel Studios. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I
Yes.
was picturing it as you were saying it. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Kevin Feige
He's all go
gave.
fuck a fish.
Yeah, Kevin Feige gave the okay to James Gunn and told him, yeah, you guys are utilize our studio to film the thing because they didn't have a studio at the one point to film that scene.
That's kind of dope. That's fucking really
So
dope.
it's actually not even like it's between the fans. I'm trying to tell you, it's between the fans because even Kevin Feige, when they talk about like James Gunn being the DC thing, he's like, I'm a comic book fan.
Yeah.
And now that one of my best friends is gonna be the one who's gonna take over that, I'm fucking excited because I know it's gonna be good. I want to see comic book things thrive. I love this
Right.
shit. So
I
it's between the fans. Marvel and DC versus it's between the fans. It's
Right.
not honestly between the
Well,
companies.
my only issue at this point with Gunn is the stuff he's choosing to put out first. Like, I guess because he's doing a couple cartoons first. But
I'm okay with it.
But dude, like, so Creature Commandos, I think is awesome. Like,
Mhm.
there's not a lot of people that know about that. So
The Authority.
the Authority, like like I was talking about earlier, this will shine light on characters that are kind of unknown, like Blue Beetle.
But I mean,
You know,
if anybody, James Gunn's the man to do that. Because realistically, if you didn't really dive into Marvel Comics, don't lie and say you knew what Guardians of the Galaxy was because you didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
You had no fucking clue who they were.
Exactly. I have like Guardians of the Galaxy from like 1973.
Right. Like
So,
if you're not a deep diver, you weren't knowing who those motherfuckers
yeah. Well, they
were.
were
Don't
all.
act like you did. You know what I mean?
Well, the same thing goes for Iron Man. Before the first Iron Man movie came out, he was a D-list character. He just was.
Well, yeah, and then
He just was.
it's no different than Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Ant-Man wasn't
exactly.
a
Hawkeye.
huge
Hawkeye.
yeah.
Like these were characters. These were characters that you only knew about if you were a comic book reader.
So I mean, I like the fact that they're thinking about diving into some of DC's because DC has a shitload of really
Dude,
cool
they're
characters.
myriad of characters. Like, dude, I fucking dude, my favorite actor of all time got cast as the DCU fucking first Green Lantern. Nathan
I'm
Fillion.
with it. I'm with
Nathan
it.
Nathan Fillion. You know, he initially actually wanted to play Booster Gold because he did Booster Gold's voice in all the. He
Yes,
did,
yes, in the cartoons,
yeah,
huh?
like for years. He was Booster Gold in the cartoon for fucking years, but he also played Hal Jordan in with the most recent Green Lantern animated movie. I think it's called Beware My Power.
Yeah.
You know, so he's been a Lantern here and there, but to pick Guy Gardner is really interesting as far as like being the first Green Lantern that they introduce in the
Well,
you know
from what I heard on HBO Max, they will be doing
Lantern series. Yes, yes,
a Lantern Corp.
yeah,
So I heard that it will lead into Lantern Corp, and that will be relevant
yeah.
to that universe.
So who would you pick as like Hal Jordan or John Edwards?
Well, you know, the one from the Justice League Unlimited was my man
John,
John
dude,
Stewart.
John. He's probably one of the most dangerous.
Um,
He's probably one of the most dangerous lanterns
he's an
ever.
animal, and who I would choose for that
Oh yeah,
would be Idris Elba.
dude, you were reading my mind. You were literally the only thing is he's already played Bloodsport, but let's
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? We can.
give
Well,
it to
that's
him.
still Gunn's universe, so I guess that's relevant to DCU. But we'll see how that
But
works.
you know, like Edwards would be
Um,
great. Edwards or not Edwards. Edris Elba would be great.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
but
there's plenty. There's plenty other.
Orlando Johnson is the one that sticks out in my head. The
That's
guy
a good one
the
too.
guy that did his voice in the cartoon.
Yeah.
And he also was on Mad TV. You know, it would be,
Yeah.
he's not a big guy, but that would just be an interesting pick. You know, like the guy, I forget the guy's name they picked for Mr. Terrific.
Yeah. Yeah. That gentleman.
Yeah, I think that's so great that they're putting such a random fucking character in the new Superman movie.
Well, Mr. Terrific is a dope character.
Yeah, dude, he's a bad motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, he's crazy.
There's a lot of people talking about like there's like overcasting or whatever, but like
I am excited. I just want to see. I don't want it to be a Spider-Man 3.
right.
You get what I'm saying? It was a lot of things going on. It just didn't hit the mark. It did. It didn't.
Well,
So
the thing is Superman when Superman hits the theaters, it has to kill it. It just has to.
well, you know what?
You know.
It's automatically competing with the most recent one. So it's automatically competing with Snyder's Man of Steel.
Right.
And then I'm gonna be real with you. Man of Steel was probably one of the most underrated DCEU movies.
Yeah, well,
ever.
like for me growing
It was
up,
good,
it was Christopher Reeves. Dude. I used to run around.
of course.
Well, Christopher Reeves is always going to be a hard image for me to break when I see it.
I know.
When
I said this last time, but I really wish I was there just to see your fucking face with Christopher Reeves.
I was literally like,
Yo.
because like literally when he floated in a scene in Flash, they're all. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, oh my god, fucking, are you trying to make me cry?
Yeah, bro.
Like. Because Superman just you know me well. Superman holds a special place in my heart, just always will.
Right.
But the casting going forward with DCU just needs to be on point. I hope they take their time.
Me too.
I keep hearing rumors that they made the decision for Keanu Reeves as Constantine. Matt Ryan for me is the live action Constantine, but not a lot of people even know who that guy is.
Well, I fuck with Matt Ryan as Constantine.
Yeah, dude, he's got the Liverpool accent, and this. But
he's true to the character, comic book wise.
Yeah, well, just like Keanu Reeves said in the original Constantine movie, he's like somewhere out there. No, it was on the TV show. Matt Ryan says somewhere out there is a black-haired version of me that doesn't have an accent.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it's like, what am I supposed to do?
The thing is, I mean, Keanu Reeves' iteration was so good, though. I mean, it was different from the comics, and that's okay.
Well, that's a lot of, like I keep saying, that's a lot of people's first exposure to John Constantine.
But I will say is this. I think his Constantine would fit better in a world maybe for Pattinson.
Agreed. Yeah.
That tone, I think that tone is very similar to Pattinson's Batman's universe. So what I would do, just my opinion, is if I know I'm gonna go I would build a whole different universe. I do the DCU, and then I would do the Elseworld, where Pattinson has people building his own DC universe, and then
Right. Yeah.
where they can go a little bit darker in Pattinson's universe, because I think Keanu Reeves would fit very well in that universe.
Yeah. Get Willem Dafoe as the Joker.
Why not?
Like because that Willem Dafoe's
Bro.
expressed wanted to play the Joker for like 2 decades.
Yeah, no. His Did you hear his idea pitch?
Yeah, that he's not actually the Joker. He's just like
He wants to be well. He wants a rival with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker,
right.
and
Yes.
he wants to be almost an imposter Joker who's destroying all of Gotham and fucking shit up, and
Yeah.
almost Joaquin Phoenix has to step up and like be like, nah, like I'm the
I'm the
motherfucking Joker,
Joker.
like
Yeah.
yeah, like, and yeah, I think that'd be tight.
Well, I still got my reservations for Folie à Deux, but
Oh, you're talking about no, you're talking about
the new Joker with Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, yeah, I've got my reservations because if it's gonna be a musical, I don't know what to say about that. What I
No,
mean?
man, I think the parts that are gonna be singing and shit is gonna be in their head.
That would be the only way to make it work.
I think that's what's gonna happen. So I
Yeah.
think it's all because they're both fucked up in the brain. They're both really fucked up in the brain.
Right,
But she's
I
gonna
don't
be
know,
playing
man.
Harley Giselle Quinn, whatever. She's gonna be playing like before Harley Quinn,
Harley Quinzel, yeah,
Harley Quinzel.
yeah.
Yeah, so she's gonna be playing that, then becoming Harley
Then
Quinn
Harley Quinn, yeah.
within that movie.
It's interesting. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people hated on Leto, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Leto's Joker. I just did.
I think he shines within the Snyder cut. That
Exactly,
scene, the
exactly.
nightmare scene, I was like,
Well,
this should have been him from Jump.
who's gonna give you the reach around?
I was like,
you know.
on the contrary, my little fish stick.
That's right.
I was
That's
like,
right. Yeah.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Like
That's the Joker. That's the Joker.
that was good.
Yeah.
And
Like you said, it
yeah,
should have been that from fucking first Suicide Squad. That like
yes.
that even like if his hair was short because he's got long hair because it's the apocalypse. Just make it that Joker. But they did copy. I forget the name of the books, but what they basically based him off was when Joker was running the Yakuza.
Yeah,
That's what they based him off of when he had like
when he had the tattoos and
yeah,
shit.
and the gold teeth and like the thing on his hand where he covered his mouth and he had the you go, ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was
it could have been something.
it was.
I'll say,
Here's the thing: is it was comic book accurate, but I don't think people were ready for that yet because it was Jared Leto for one being a new Joker. Probably shouldn't come out right out of fucking left field with like this deep dive of one thing the Joker did one time in like a 3 fucking book story arc.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But that's. I've been
Yeah,
thinking. I've been
exactly,
thinking about.
bro.
I've been thinking about who I want to be in the DCU going forward. Not actors, but characters. Like,
Well, I would like
you know,
some. I would like to see a Spectre movie.
dude, Spectre.
I would like the whole
Spectre.
background story of Spectre,
Well,
his movie,
you know
and
who-
by the end of it, Constantine popping up. Like, I'm trying to put together
the Justice League Dark.
yeah, something to
Yeah.
get. Yes,
See, that'd be well. Like my thing is, we got to go with Etrick and the Demon.
of course.
Got to have Etrick and the Demon. It's got
Yes.
like it probably would be a CGI character.
Yes.
So your voice actor, just like they did with Stallone and King Shark.
This time around, I want them to focus on Martian Manhunter
Dude,
a lot more.
Dude,
'Cause he's
Martian Manhunter needs his
gross,
own
bro. He's a beast.
He needs his own movie, but I don't know how they would ever get that greenlit.
Yeah,
Well,
or an HBO show. Give me an HBO show.
Yeah. Oh, then there's the Thanagarians. We gotta have the Thanagarians. Hot Girl.
Yes.
You gotta have all.
Gotta be well.
Hot Girl's in
supposedly,
the-
it's confirmed for
Yeah, yeah.
Superman.
And of course, like you already mentioned, the Lantern Corps that has to be in there to get a cohesive. And then Flash just needs to be redone from the bottom up.
Surprise me and make the Flash Gustin Grant.
Yes,
Grant Gustin.
Dude, everybody would be like, "Take my money." Everybody would be like, "Take my money."
Because he even
take my
said,
money.
if they had a good idea and they needed me, I'll be back.
He's, as far as I'm concerned, since the original guy that played him, that plays his dad in the show.
Yeah, and also plays Jay Garrick.
Yeah, he was the first Flash I ever seen live action. That was fucking 91 that I saw it.
They had,
You know.
bro, they had Hamill as fucking, I
Mark
forget
Hamill,
what his name.
the
He
trickster.
played the trickster
Yeah, because
also
because he
in the
because
OG one
because
and the
yeah
new one.
because he was the original trickster in the old show,
Yeah,
and he's done him in animation and like. Dude, Mark Hamill's the goat, bro. Like
he's a god, bro.
when it comes to nerd shit, like I don't care. You know, like you can say that he's like old and washed up. I don't give a fuck. Give me some more old Luke Skywalker.
Nah, he's the man, bro.
Give me some more
He's the
old Luke.
man,
Give me some more old Luke Skywalker that just wants to grow plants and drink tea and not even talk about fighting. I'll watch that shit.
bro. Hell yeah. I think that they should dive into some more obscure characters that are not
Yeah, that's what I was
necessarily
talking about. Like
like
etching
even
the demon.
elongated man. That was kind of
Dude,
seen in the
elongated
Flash
man.
show.
I've heard that he's already being talked about. Elongated man is already being talked about.
Let's do it.
Well, and then I think we mentioned it earlier, but Booster Gold,
Absolutely,
dude.
no, no
Well,
doubt.
I think they're doing a Booster Gold HBO show.
Well, what I would say is a perfect time to do that is after the Blue Beetle, make the post credit scene Booster Gold.
Because the comic book series for years was called Blue and Gold. For
Yes,
years, because they're like
yes,
best friends. You know what I mean? So,
exactly.
and, hopefully they move forward and maybe doing a Titans movie.
Yes. What I will say is that whole Blue Beetle starts off with the OG Blue Beetle being chased by some adversaries
You're
and
right.
getting murdered, and then the Scarab leaving that one and then going off, and then that's how they start the movie.
And it connects to Jaime, and then
Yes,
see
because I
and
would like to see. I think that'd be a perfect way to start the
who
movie.
do you
Show the
think
OG.
who do you think would be a good Booster Gold? So that one's
Man, that's tough.
yeah.
I think
I don't even have somebody jumping out in
you
the
know
forefront.
what? I actually think a good one. You ever watch Cobra Kai?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so you remember the dude who gets kicked in his face? I forget his name.
Is that to do with the Mohawk?
No, that's yeah, not that dude.
not
Not that.
not that.
No, the dude who gets kicked in the face by Daniel in the original one.
Oh yeah. The fuck is his name? He's the leader of Cobra Kai.
But he's a leader Cobra. His son in that show, the actor who
Right.
plays his
Right.
son. I think he'd be a good booster
Yeah,
goal.
and my problem is I just don't know a lot of younger actors.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
think he'd be a good. I think he'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Either that or the kid from Stranger Things who plays that girl's brother.
Talking about the guy that plays in Hell, plays Eddie.
Oh, not Eddie Munson. The
No.
one who he ends up dying. The girl, she gets floated up in the episode in the going up the hill,
Yeah, I'm not
and
sure.
she's
Yeah.
lifting up her brother in the
Okay.
show.
Okay. The Booster just has to be blonde. I like.
Yeah,
For some reason, when hair color changes for characters, it
just
bugs me.
say whatever Zac Efron, just take the role. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you already said that. I forgot you already said Zac Efron.
yeah, yeah. Zach could be
He can
anybody
be
at
he can
this
he can be
point.
Booster Gold. Yeah, like he can.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
yeah. At this point, I'm like, whatever. He can just be it.
He-
But I would like them to be similar in age because Jaime's a little bit younger.
right? Yeah.
Um,
See, that's where it's hard. I just don't know a lot of actors that age. Like a lot of.
well, I would still like to see actors who kind of look a little. They got to be a little fit. They got to
Yeah.
look the part. Um, why not the kid who plays Superboy in Titans?
Oh, okay. He'd have to go blonde. Like I was just saying, he would have to
Well,
go.
that's probably not a big deal. He could
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
just dye his hair.
yeah. And I would love to. I forget the actor's name, but I would love to see the guy that plays Dick. I'd love to see him be the DCU.
He needs to
fucking-
be Dick. He
Yeah.
needs to remain as Dick.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's
I don't like the actor
yeah.
that plays Jason Todd just because I hold Jason Todd near and dear to my heart, and that little kid's a douchebag, and I don't like him.
Yeah, he is a dick.
I just
He's a
don't
dick.
like him. He doesn't embody the character to me. Like for me, like the actor has to embody the character at least a little bit.
Yeah.
For it to at least remind me of the character.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But that
For sure.
that fucking kid is like, he's got a couple good scenes, and then he shows up with the Red Hood fucking helmet, and I'm like, nah. I'm like,
Yeah, and the thing it wasn't even about the visual of how he made him look as Red Hood. I was like, that looked tight, but like, I think that they needed to do more to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I think
exactly.
that was like here's Red Hood, and I felt like, oh,
It's like, here you go.
okay,
Yeah,
like,
here you go. Well, and then the fact that they made Batman a serial killer in that universe. like that.
I kind of like that, even
Yeah,
though like
dude,
that
I fucking
takes
love that.
away
I love that. Are
it
you
takes
kidding?
it takes away from Batman for sure as
But
what he represents.
still,
But I like that they crossed that line.
yeah, like Batman's legit in that universe. He's a serial killer. There's no two ways about it.
But that's always been his fear, though.
It's crossing that line. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crossing the line. Another character I think that would really do good is if they did. I think his name is it Atomic Man? Am I Nuclear Man? He's silver with
You're thinking of Captain Atom.
Captain
Yeah,
Atom.
Captain Atom he would more than once Captain Atom and the other guy's his counterpart is called Major Destruction.
There you go.
Yeah, because there's Captain Atom and Major Destruction. They've beat the brakes off of Superman a couple times.
I want to see something like that.
Yeah, dude, they beat the brakes off of him.
Yeah, I would like to see
And then they did that Batman Superman Public Enemies.
Yes,
Dude,
yes.
They were both in that, and that was really good. Like if they bring Metallo into it, they need to do Ian McKellen, the guy that played him in the old Superman animated series.
Yeah,
absolutely. He was the main guy in Clockwork Orange. Ian McKellen.
Let's tell you, hell yeah.
He's like the main narrative voice in Fallout. He just. I don't care if he's old.
That'd be perfect.
Like I don't care if he's old. he gets he gets to meet Metallo. I don't fucking care if he's old. Okay, so go ahead.
And like this is obvious when we talked about this 100 times. They need to do the Jason Momoa as this
Lobo, dude.
Lobo, yeah.
Come on now, it's already been done, decided.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
They need to hurry up. I thought that the post-credit scene was actually going to be Jason Momoa
as Lobo,
since it's a different universe because Barry fucked everything up.
Yeah.
In fact, they're like, "There's no Aquaman," blah, 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 blah. And then or like him seeing Lobo and be like, "Aquaman?"
Yeah, like what the
He's
hell?
Just like, yeah, some shit. Like I thought they could have been some potential.
Well, then they could have like struck gold with giving Momoa like one line, like having him call Flash Bastage, or referring to himself as the main man. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
You don't talk to the main man like that. You know what I mean? Like that. That would have been gold. Like that right there would have like set so much. That was.
This is how they could have did it because there's already nighttime in that scene.
Yeah.
He could have been like, almost like in the corner, and him like hold on.
Peek out and you see
Arthur.
His eyes. Yeah.
Is that you, Arthur? Don't call me that, you bastard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, I'm not Arthur. He steps out and it's fucking Lobo and shit. Like that'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah. Like I'm the main man. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Well, then I'm also gonna stick really hard with Jensen Ackles as Batman. Like that just needs to happen, bro.
I'm fine with that, man. I'm fine with that. But if they decide,
have you seen the War Worlds yet? War Worlds.
Yeah, so I have seen the trailer. I haven't seen.
It's on HBO.
Yeah, it's them back in the day, or like the what is it? Ra's al Ghul.
It's 3 different stories. It takes place in 3 different timelines. So you get the old like Viking era, you get cowboy era, and then you get a modern era. And
that's tight.
Yeah, and it's basically it's a planet, it's War World, and they're stuck there in a loop, and they're having to like they go through this and then they go through that and then they go through this and then they go through that. You know what I mean? So, but
that's tight.
But before because dude, this is one of the longest ones we've ever done. We're at an hour.
Yeah.
We're at an hour.
Yeah.
So to bring it to a close, who do you think would be the best live action Alfred? Oh, I know, right? I don't have any answers for that. Like I loved the dude from the.
I love Bales.
Yeah. Yes. That's Jeremy. Ian. No,
it's
right there. It's right there. But
he's the one who ended up playing Jekyll and Hyde way back in the days. Yes. Yeah. And I love that iteration.
I really enjoyed. He was the TV show Gotham.
Yes,
he played.
I like that motherfucker a lot.
He was Smeagol in Lord of the Rings. I forget his name, but dude, I liked his iteration of Alfred. The OG Alfred, Michael Keaton's Alfred was fucking legit.
Pattinson's Alfred is good.
Yeah, but if I had to pick somebody new, man, like I don't know.
That's really hard.
I can't think of
Simon Cowell. I'm just kidding. No.
Simon Cowell. How did that
Just
come to
kidding.
your head?
Just kidding. Um, he gotta be British
Oh, has to
or
be.
like
Has to be.
um,
Have you seen Have you
older.
seen Pierce Brosnan lately?
No.
Me. That's just my first thought. Like maybe because for me, he's got to be gray and have a mustache. Just has to. Just has to. Like
Yes.
Alfred without a mustache is kind of hard to digest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't like Affleck's. I think that's the only one I
That was
didn't
Jeremy
like.
Irons. Yeah, that was Jeremy Irons. It was a weird
I don't.
choice.
It
It was definitely a weird
it didn't
choice.
it didn't work for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with
yeah. Jeremy Irons was a definitely weird choice for Alfred on that. Like that just. It's like
you.
wait. You mean the bad guy from Die Hard is Alfred? What?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it
It's weird. I'm
doesn't
trying
quite.
to see who I would choose for Alfred. That's a really
So
good one.
that's a hard one, right?
You know what? We'll leave it like that. Perfect. People in the
Who do you
comments,
think
I
needs to be
want you
Alfred?
to choose who should be our Alfred.
Yeah. Who would be the best Alfred, hands down, and then he'll be our Alfred.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So again, thank you guys for choosing
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
and you guys have 1,000 channels you guys can be listening to. So we appreciate every listener out there. Please stay social with us. We try to post as much as we can on the social media part of things, on our fan page, on Facebook, the Comic Crooks. Follow us there. Don't be a stranger. We're going to be doing pretty soon that cosplay competition.
Yes, we haven't had any submissions yet. Come on, guys, step up.
Yes. We will set an official date on that Facebook and let you guys know when that date is, where you guys can start
Yeah, and then
think about. But I would start thinking about getting you guys' costumes
yeah,
together.
we'll get the winner will get some Comic Crooks apparel, and definitely needs and then a guest spot on the show.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like
Um.
we got a lot of irons in the fire, man. We just gotta,
Yes, sir.
now that we're making changes, we just gotta make them fucking happen. You know what I mean?
Yep. Still, going to be doing an interview with the gentleman who's behind most of those Bigfoot lovers' favorite
Yes. I've
channels.
actually gotten 2 emails from him now, saying what's the date? What's the date? And,
Yes, sir.
and the cool thing is like he actually set me and Libby up to the end of next month. We're going up to Mount Graham, and
That's awesome.
and they're hosting a what? Have you ever? Oh, so there's an organization called the BFRO. It's the
Bigfoot
Field
yeah, that's it,
Research
yeah.
Organization. So we're gonna go for 4 days. We're gonna go for 4 days and hang out with all these Bigfoot hunters. And
That's cool, man.
and I'm gonna record as much as I can, bro.
Oh, that's gonna be tight, bro.
I'm gonna record 4-day camping trip with a bunch of dudes that are as nerdy as I am, and like I'm gonna fuck with the kids already, dude. I can already tell, dude. Like it's gonna be like 3 a.m, and it's already gonna be like because there's like 20 fucking families that are gonna be there.
Yeah.
So like I can already tell like at 3 a.m. I'm gonna like sneak out and fucking go like, oh,
Yeah, bro, you gotta do it, bro.
freak the kids out. But
Then
go ahead.
upcoming update with John Layman.
Yeah.
Also an interview with some pretty popular '90s
Yeah.
musicians.
I almost actually managed to line it up because one of them was just in town, and that just didn't work out because
That's a hint, you guys.
it was in town.
One of them was in town. One of them was in Tucson, Arizona.
About 7 days ago. It was about 7
2 and
days.
2 together, guys. We got quite a bit of stuff lined up for you guys.
Yeah.
Well,
then
we love you guys so
I'm
much,
doing
man.
I'm doing a lot of work to get the Nerdy Bones episodes out again, and of course, Eli, I want to invite you to be part of that.
Yes, sir.
So Nerdy Bones is Nerdy Bones. If you've ever listened to OG Nerdy Bones, it's about the darker side of things. That's why it's called Nerdy Bones. So the episode that I'm putting together is about the Dilatov Pass incident, and it was 1933. 7 hikers disappeared in Russia, and there's no there. I posted a picture on our site. They look mangled. Something got to them, and we don't know what it is. You know what I mean? And the thing that really makes me fascinated about it is their clothes tested positive for radiation. So why in the 30s did they even think to look for radiation on their clothes? you
That's
know,
weird,
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys.
So yeah. So
So if you guys are into the dark and creepy and keep you and goes bump at night, we have plenty for that
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Also maybe even this is my first time bringing it up to you, but maybe even us doing an investigation in
I would
a
love that. Are you kidding me?
famously haunted
We've got a
place.
couple of those here in parts unknown. We've got a couple of those. There's
Yes,
some
sir.
famous spots here.
So
So
I
that's
think we're
that.
gonna be
I'm
getting to
really. I
that.
would love to do that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, some investigations, some paranormal
Yeah.
investigations.
Bring accidentally bring
Um,
some home shit. Bring some shit home with us.
yes, for real. Just our luck, dude.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
our luck.
Something that piques an interest and decides to follow us home and make our lives a living hell for the next 30 years.
Yeah.
But
But we have tons of stuff coming your guys' way. Again, thank you. This channel is your guys' channel. Um, you guys are the pop culture. You guys are the people.
yep,
We
yep.
love you guys. Thank you so
And
much for supporting us.
make sure you let us know who the next live Alfred should be.
Yes. And give us ideas of what you guys want to talk about next or we'll hear
Yeah,
about
yeah.
next.
Well, our next like legit episode, other than shooting the shite, is going to be the music we grew up with. I have this
Yes.
big list I want to talk about. So
Oh yeah, me too,
like
dude.
just to give you kind of a little quick taste before we log off, my first album I ever had was Guns N' Roses' "Appetite for Destruction," and I
Ooh.
had it on cassette tape walking around my elementary school in a Walkman, and my favorite song was called "Mr. Brownstone." And I mentioned it to one of my teachers, and he's like, "Do you know what Mr. Brownstone means?" I'm like, "No." I'm 7 years old. And he says, "That's about doing heroin." And I'm like, "Okay." So like, first off, in my adult life, why are you telling a 7-year-old about heroin?
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, guys, just so you know, you got stuff to look forward to.
For sure. And my answer you'll find out on the next episode of Comic Crooks. So thank you guys
That's
again for
right.
tuning in with us. We love you. Take care of each other out there. Um, Comic Crook family, we love you so much. I want to do a special shout out to a few birthdays that passed. So Will, who's a big
Oh
part of this
yeah, he's a
Comic
good
Crook
guy. He
family.
always interacts.
Yes.
He always interacts.
Yeah, always interacts. I love you, bro. You're incredible.
He
We
always
had to shout you out.
always likes
Happy
our
birthday,
posts.
man.
Always likes our posts.
Yep.
Always,
So his birthday was about a couple weeks back, but happy birthday to you and Sergio. Sergio's birthday is today. So happy birthday, Sergio. Thank you for following all we do and being a listener.
Yeah,
And just being a cool
we
dude,
couldn't
man.
thank you enough, man. Happy birthday, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
I'm a
for.
Cook family. We love you guys. And if you guys want more shout outs that you guys just want
Yeah,
us to
yeah,
shout,
I love
let us
that.
know.
I love that.
Yeah.
Tell us like, hey guys, we wanna. I listen to the show. My name is this, and
Hmm.
yeah, we'll talk about you.
For sure.
Yeah,
But again, you guys take it easy, one day at a time, and stay nerdy, my friends.
yeah. And as my dad used to always say, keep your hands off yourself.